What is up, everybody? Mark on the mic, Mr. Ryan Muckenhern to my right, and across from me, I have Luke and Shane from our product development team. Guys, I've got good news and I've got bad news. I'll start with the bad news first. I'm just coming fresh off an archery elk hunt, and I was not triumphant. But I tell you what, you guys were with the development of the new Triumph 3-9x40 and the Triumph 850 Rangefinder. Guys, this is a new product alert.
Cue the electric guitar sounds.
I wonder if we can get that. I bet MC Ryan could get those in. Guys, this is exciting. Once again, I'm blown away with the value proposition here. I'm just going to, oftentimes we kind of bury the lead a little bit with the price. I'm just going to go right into it. These are both retailing for $99.99, and when you look through them, when you use them, it's just incredibly impressive what we're able to do and give a customer for that price point.
Yeah, I mean, I think this really stems from like our other product lines that we've had for a long time. Like, we have Crossfire, Rangefinder, and Riflescopes, and I think it's just kind of a natural transition to get something more for, the guy. I know. At least for the Riflescope, we're kind of marketing this as like it's for deer camp, right? So it might be the guy that you're only shooting a couple times a year. You're sighting in your rifle the week before, or the night before opener, like some of us. And yeah, exactly. And then you're mounting it up, taking the rangefinder out in the woods with you, and just something for that person that is maybe not spending a lot of time at the range, but really wants a quality product that they can use and that they can trust when the time matters.
Was that kind of the why behind the development? Was like taking that customer and saying, let's give that person something like this? Or
yeah, I don't know. Did we do a podcast on the Triumph 10x42 binos?
We did.
Yeah. So I mean, it really stemmed from that. We saw how great that performed for the price point. It punches way above its weight class, and we decided this is such a hit. Like, we need to give the customers more products in the Triumph lineup so they can get out there and get hunting right away.
The one thing that I would say, and I don't want to, I guess challenge you on like, oh, the guy's going to go out for a couple times a year, but I'm going to, because they're good, super solid optics. To me, it's more like, hey, if this fits your budget, dude, get these products. You can depend on them. You can rely on them. They're going to do what you need them to do, and you're going to be able to do some pretty serious work. I mean, I always go back to, when I was coos deer hunting and hunting with a guy. He had a set of Crossfire. I think they were 12s, and you're like, oh, well, that's kind of like at the time that was our entry point into the bino market. And dude, he's bing, 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 But that was his budget. I mean, he was finding coos deer like with reckless abandon. And so I guess where I'm going with that is like, these will get the job done. And if they fit your budget, then go for it.
Oh, and then some.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I think about this product line in general as like, who is it for? All of the things that we've discussed so far, but also for the person who's like, do I want to get into hunting and shooting?
Yeah.
And they get slapped by this barrier of entry that is cost. And like, rifles are expensive, ammunition's expensive, optics are expensive, boots, knives, bullets, backpacks, the whole thing. And for us to be able to get somebody ushered into the lifestyle and into the sport and not have to leverage their mortgage or their property assets and value, and then give them a product that they don't have to upgrade, is exactly why.
Yeah.
So that's what gets me pretty jazzed. Like Shane, you were talking about the Triumph binos. I remember the first optical sample that was handed to me, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, uh-oh, they're really good. And then it's like I go grab a Crossfire and a Diamondback, and I look at them, and then I look at the Triumph, and I'm like, oh man, those things are worth more than $100. And it's interesting, like, the Crossfire and the Diamondback are still going to offer you an optical solution that's better, but man, does that make a compelling choice to save between $70 and $150.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the differences are there, but they're so minor.
Oh yeah.
That, I mean, like you said, you can get out there right away. It's kind of a good thing too, is like as we come out with better and better entry level products, it pushes us to get better on the other lineups too. But I mean, like we were at the 1,000-yard range last week, and we were hitting the 1,000-yard target with the Triumph,
Yeah.
like at 3x right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Amir shooting? He was shooting.
No, we were using the GB app actually.
Oh, okay.
You can speak more.
So there's that new feature in the GB app where you can set like which rifle scope or which magnification you're using and what your reticle is, and it'll show you based at like if you want to shoot at 500 yards, it'll show you in the app where to aim on your reticle, right? So with this having the dead hold BDC, we were pushing this out, and I think first shot we were going at 700 yards using that app, keeping the rifle scope at 3x using the BDC in the Triumph rifle scope, hit first shot at 700 yards. So like the capability, it's there with every other scope. And like Shane mentioned, like it's super minor differences between like these and the Crossfires that you're going to see, but for 3 to 9 is going to be such a versatile magnification range too that it's going to work for any hunting you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think in general, both for the casual hunter, like you said, Shane, for the new hunter, maybe you're a dad and you have, a few kids,
A brace of kids, you got to get outfit. Yeah.
Exactly. You got maybe you're getting a couple Ruger Americans, boom, top it with these 3 to 9s, and you're off to the races. So I think and then just like the budget conscious person too that says, hey, this is what I have to spend on a rifle scope, but I still have a need for a quality product. So Shane, you started going into Luke, I'm still coming off that long drive here. You started talking about that the features of the Triumph 3 to 9. So let's start there. You mentioned the dead hold BDC reticle. What about the optics in this thing?
Yeah, it's going to be very similar to the Crossfires. I guess technically there's a slight step down, but I don't think it's anything that anybody's going to be able to notice. And that's kind of where this project started. We were already in the development of the new Crossfire HDs at the time when this project kind of kicked off. So we started this one a couple of years ago, and it was just really easy to basically look at the Crossfires and then make some small tweaks to do this Triumph. So optics are going to be great. It's going to work for like we said, most type of hunting you're going to want to see. The cool thing that I think is really awesome is that what comes with this rifle scope. Not only do you get the neoprene cover, it comes with Ryan.
But wait,
there's more.
There's more.
Except
there.
the scope, because I was looking at it and it's on my desk.
Comes with rings though. I think that is such a huge, especially for, like you said, Mark, somebody that wants to get into hunting or get into shooting, maybe not quite sure like what they need to get. They can get the rifle scope, they can get the rings. And then, obviously we have Mr. Muckenhern on some videos showing how to mount rifle scopes to help people out. But I think that is such a cool value add, having both the neoprene sleeve, which we like for hunting scopes, and then having the included rings.
All right, Ryan, what's that behind you? I am magically back with the Triumph 3 to 9x40. Guys, I've looked at it a couple times, but I was looking at it on my desk today, which is where it was pre-podcast and where I just recovered it from. I'm just so impressed with it. Like you said, it's got an HD optical system, good eye relief, and we've mentioned the magnification range here, Ryan. I'll get that so you can take a look at it too.
Oh.
There's just so much you can do with a 3 to 9. Like it really is incredibly, incredibly versatile.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us take a time to stamp that statement Mark Boardman just made. For all the years that he has told me that the 2.5 to 10 and 2 to 10 just doesn't cut it. 3 to 15.
I mean,
here we are.
If you let me pick.
The date is 9/25. The time is 10:33. Mark just said there's so many things you can do with a 3 to 9. Thank you, Mark.
We all evolve.
Ryan, I have always stated that if you could have a 3 to 9 and that be the only scope that you have, a 3 to 9x40, and you could do anything you want in North America, really in the world. I mean, you could get it done. Sometimes 3 to 15 is nice. That's why we make them.
Well, I feel validated. Don't worry about me. Everything's fine.
Let's talk about the optics. I know you mentioned that it's coming dangerously close to that Crossfire series. Like you said, we're working. But what are we working with there?
Yeah, I mean, so this is going to be like we kind of talked about, for $99. This is something that I think anybody's going to be able to be really surprised by how crystal clear, bright that image is going to be. It's going to be the dead hold BDC reticle in there, really good, generous eye relief, like you kind of mentioned already, which I think is really important for being a versatile scope, because you don't know what kind of setup these are going on. So that's why this is going to be such a killer of a product, I think, when it gets out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you mentioned it, but coming with rings, so it's a 1-inch scope tube. It's coming with the 1-inch rings. I mean, really, out of the box, a person has what they need to get going there.
I'd say on probably 97% of rifles, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you're shooting an AR, you're going to want like a cantilever mount. But this is, we even have on the box pictured a Ruger American, by the way. You said Ruger American, which is just such a fitting rifle for this application. There it is.
Now, and I'm trying to remember, Ryan, does that come with a rail?
Rugers, the new ones do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're hunt ready.
So,
yeah,
a lot to be said.
Kind of a fun sneak peek about some rings too.
Potentially.
Oh yeah.
A little bit of sneak peek.
Oh yeah.
I think the Ruger is actually what we were shooting when we were going out to 1,000 yards too. With
I
the
think it
6.5
was.
Creedmoor. So
Yeah.
Ruger American's it's a great rifle.
Tax driver.
Big fans.
Yeah. Yeah. Waterproof, fog-proof, shock-proof, all the things.
The same exact testing that we do for all of our rifle scopes, which I think is just another testament to like the quality of this product. It can still be $99 and be as durable as everything else out there. And then it's made it to where it's it's a simplified product, so the parallax is going to be set to 100 yards. You don't need to worry about adjusting that at all. Going to have good turret travel if you do need to adjust for windage or for elevation. It's fairly lightweight too. It's not a super long scope, so it's really pretty perfectly sized for a hunting rig.
Very exceptional turrets.
Yes.
See if we can catch this on the audio.
Oh, I hear it.
I can hear that.
That'll pick up.
That is
Yep.
perfect.
Very tactile. What I love when you guys do products, new stuff, and I've said this kind of on every NPD feature that we've had. It's not random. So like my team works really close with these guys. It's exhaustive. There's iteration after iteration after iteration. You are pulling feedback from us. You're pulling feedback from our customers. And you're looking at things like, so the Crossfire HD is the new gen of Crossfire. Unbelievable optic. Crossfire 2 was an unbelievable optic for a long time, but like feedback that we got, soft turrets. So you guys put that staccatoed clicker mechanism in there because it's a point of feedback that you heard from that customer base at that price point. And the same thing with the Crossfire HDs. Like I see the improvements every time you guys do a new product. Every time. It's nothing's left on the table. And so you are, again, I'm just going to restate, making a very, very compelling reason to save money.
It is compelling, and I'm glad that you brought up the turret clicks because, and like I said, I've looked at this scope a couple times, but I was like, okay, I like the optics, and I was like this, and I like that. I'm like, all right. And then I pulled the exposed cap, and then I was like, oh, okay, all right. I mean, they are. I mean, they're firm, they're tactile, they're audible. I mean, you really know. I mean, they're just definitive clicks that when you want to go a quarter MOA, you're like, yep, that was 1/4 MOA.
What's always amazed me about my tenure here is when we are working on scopes, click feel is it's its own category, and it's effectively completely an aesthetic or just tactile thing. I mean, in reality, you could have a click list turret and you could still accomplish the same thing. Right?
Okay, you certainly, yes. And sometimes that's a benefit.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
But like click feel drives some folks up, like myself included. I like a sharp turret. I've got a lot of scopes from a lot of manufacturers that don't have sharp turrets, and it's just something I deal with because I like the optical system.
And by sharp, you're talking about
that very
just definitive.
Yeah. But because
I've used a handful of turrets in the past, and you're kind of like, yeah, I think that was one. Was it one or two? And this one is just like pop, 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 pop.
But when you pass the samples around and everybody's going, oh yeah. and like I like every rifle scope since I've been here through the development process, it's like, oh, we're auditing. Yeah, we've got the optical component figured out. Like that was the hard part. And then we get into the really hard part, which is clicker mechanism feel.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, but I'm going back in the old memory banks.
Yeah.
But wasn't that when we delayed releasing the original Viper PSTs?
That was before me.
I want to say that it was like we delayed that series
click
considerably feel. Because we didn't like the click feel.
Viper HDs, the most recent release in the Viper line. Those we held back for a little while to get clicker mechanisms to everybody to agree on what that should feel like.
Boy, that can be a difficult
Oh,
task.
yeah.
I'm like I said, don't quote me on that, but that I believe that was at least one significant thing that we're like, nope.
Sure.
Before we come out with these, we want to make sure that that's perfect,
Yeah.
and they were great. What about the Triumph 850 rangefinder, guys?
The product is in the box.
Yeah, we got this one.
Thanks, Mark.
We got it, everybody. Boy, I used to say, like, with some of our other entry point rangefinders, man, you don't have an excuse to go into the woods without a rangefinder. Man, you really don't have an excuse to go out into the woods without a rangefinder now.
Oh yeah, it's great. I mean, it's a great product. It looks and feels way like it should be priced way higher than $99. I mean, it's got a really nice soft touch coating, the LCD screen. It actually has the same menu layout as our Viper 3000, so it is familiar to other UI that we have out there already for our customers. And we also were testing this out. We had a little competition at the 1,000-yard range the other day. We were hand holding it, and we were able to range steel out to 922. And then we got trees to 630. So punches above its weight class. I guess it's not guaranteed every model is going to be like that, but they're all going to be very close. So I think it's definitely a great value for entry level hunter.
The ID on it is pretty hot.
The honeycomb.
The honeycomb
so
on the
cool.
bottom, it looks great.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, shout out to Mike Rosen and Josh Alarcon. They crushed it.
Those guys.
They're
not just fillets and chamfers.
They're not fillets. No. Yeah, not just
They're
fillets.
not just fillets
No,
and
they're not.
chamfers.
They're wizards.
Man.
It looks great. Yeah.
I mean, it's a solid unit, and man, for most hunting that you're doing, for bow hunting and really most of the rifle shots that you're going to take, it's going to do what you need it to do.
Oh yeah.
I mean, is it the whiz bang of the Razor GB? No, it's not. But
It's not what it's meant for.
right, like you said, LCD display. So compared to like a lot of our rangefinders that have an illuminated display, a little bit different there. Good contrast, good range, and you can adjust the. Is it adjustable at all?
The brightness?
Yeah.
No, it's just a regular black LCD screen. So similar to what our golf
Or I guess
rangefinders
not the
have.
brightness, the contrast. I didn't know if there was any sort of contrast.
There's a
that you could do.
reticle. You can adjust the display with the diopter there, and that can adjust the image focus also.
Mhm.
So you can really fine tune it to your eyes. Yeah, it works, and it returns range very quickly. So I know in the past there have been complaints where you range and you have to. It seems like you wait too long.
Yeah.
It's a very short time. It's on par with our higher level rangefinders. I think it's like a half second or less.
What's interesting about LCD, so our first LCD was the Impact 850. And again, we were looking at a budget option at the time, which was more than this. This is more capable, by the way. And there was like criticism about LCD because we had been LED prior to that with the Ranger series. Well, then the Impact went away, ushered in the Crossfire, and then a whole bunch of folks were like, well, actually that LCD was useful in several scenarios. Wintertime hunting on snow, sand in the desert, and then for folks with red-green colorblind. So like Clay on my team, red-green colorblind, he has to turn his brightness up pretty darn high, and which is going to overwash his image a little bit. But with these, he can see it.
Yeah,
we want to get him those glasses.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, we want to see him see the world.
Maybe a Christmas present.
The world.
Yeah.
So speaking of your team, Ryan.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I did Scott Holfelter, who we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier, and you were mentioning how closely we work together. He sent me an email. We do like a new product evaluation group with. Anytime we come up with a new product, we have guys that would use these, like the power users, we call them internally. And I don't know if I'm going to read an email he sent me, but he took this turkey hunting. He said, just wanted to give you some feedback on the LRF. I took it with me turkey hunting this weekend, and it worked absolutely phenomenally. They helped me get my first solo turkey, actually. So congratulations to old Scott there.
Nice.
But he said he liked that they were small, lightweight, and slick. Sliding in and out of pockets was a breeze, and it fit very nicely in his chest rig. During the day and even towards last light, the LCD display worked just fine for me. So that kind of goes to what you're saying with any daylight brightness setting. And he just wanted that. And then last line was just thought I'd share some user feedback. So that to us is like when we hear things like that, it's great. It gets you going.
Yeah.
Like it makes you want to really like work with you guys and implement the feedback that you give us.
I do love an illuminated display, but I also, you have to be cognizant of changing it depending on lighting conditions.
Yep.
And there's been a couple times where I've been like, you go to range, you're like, ooh,
Too bright.
a little too bright or a little too dim. And luckily it's always been when I'm like, I guess in some ways testing it, like, oh, I know it's changed a little bit. I'm like, oh, now I need to adjust that, right? But this is a little bit of a set it and forget it. It's going to come out, and you're going to get enough contrast and good performance there, and honestly, in some ways, less to think about.
For sure, yeah. Like outside of the measure button, that menu button, if you're not in the menu structure itself, that'll change you from normal, first, and last mode. So if you're trying to range through some brush to get to the deer, you switch to last. Opposite for first, and then normal will just give you that strongest return range value. So it really is set it, forget it, and it's super easy to adjust if you do need to.
And out of their box, they're set up in HCD. They're set up in normal
HCD in yards.
Which we're thinking, okay, intuitively, how are most folks going to run this? That's the way that most folks are going to run it, right?
I mean, that's where I leave mine unless I have
Yeah.
a specific situation that I need to address. You mentioned in Scott's email, it fit good on his chest rig. Comes with the case there. Slide it right on your bino harness. I like that case.
Should come with a wrist lanyard too.
Yep.
Actually, before when we were prototyping this, I archery hunted with it all last year, and I dropped it from like 20 feet probably before we had the wrist lanyard, and bounced right off a log. I picked it up. There was a little scuff on it, but other than that, it was perfect. Like no failures. So it is durable for that price range too. Like Luke mentioned with the testing on the Triumph 3-9, this goes through our normal set of rangefinder testing also.
I know we talked about this last time during the Crossfire podcast about how excited people were like internally to test the Crossfires. I think it was the same way with this Triumph line. Like that, I love using that rangefinder whenever I've used it, and the Riflescope is great too. And it's cool to see people internally, like, we have access to like, the Razors and the Vipers, but the people to be excited about, the Triumph and the Crossfires, like, I think that is so cool.
And to own them.
Yeah.
Which is the thing too. Like, I write a lot of employee orders, and they're like, yeah, can you get me like 3 Crossfire or 3 Triumphs? Sure. Like, and it's like, yep, no, I'm just outfitting my kids' guns, or I've got these extra 2 rifles for deer camp, and it's a thing. It is very exciting, and it is very it's humbling in a way, right? Because to your point, we could run anything. If we want to run Razors, we can run Razors. We can check them out. We can put them on a demo. We can do whatever we want. Not everybody here is doing that. Like, most folks aren't, and we're proud to use a Triumph or a Crossfire or a Diamondback just as much as we are a Razor too. And especially on the new stuff too that's coming out, because it's crazy how far, because I've been in the industry a while. What $100 gets you now is what, dare I say, $300 got you 20 years ago. In reality, like,
I think that's a very realistic thing to say.
My first LRF that I hunted all over the place with was $349. It was less capable than this one. Did not have the warranty, which ultimately there was a demise to the product, and it probably still lives in a tote somewhere in my parents' basement, in its box. But like, times have changed very positively for the consumer, like what you're getting for your money. So, and this just reinforces it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did we miss anything, guys?
I don't think so.
I think
It covers it pretty well.
Available now.
Yeah, get that sales pitch in. Available now.
Hey, hunting season. And so first Christmas and second Christmas. So hunting season, first Christmas, second Christmas, Christmas is right around the corner.
Boy, and if you got a birthday in the middle, geez, look out.
Yeah.
Collect them all.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm excited about these. They're super cool. And I just think for a lot of folks out there, like I said, they're going to do everything you need them to do. And they're not going to kill you in your pocketbook. And that is incredibly important. Because mine is, it appears to get thinner every day. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. I'm just going to say you have emerged triumphant. And
twice. I like that.
I wanted to say, you had a great transition there at the beginning.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mark's intros.
That was awesome.
Out of pocket, number one. Like, just
completely.
That was on the way over.
Spur of the moment.
It's pre-planned.
And
wasn't completely
the only time he
spontaneous.
wants to restart is if he just flubs a word he's just not feeling good about. His intros are always golden.
Diamonds.
That drive that drive on the way back.
Hey, I
A little
drove.
foggy.
I drove to Barnes.
The drive wasn't foggy. I'm foggy.
I drove to Barnes Bullets on Thursday.
You're delirious too, then?
Oh, I'm tired.
It'll get you.
Yeah.
I had like a 10-minute commute this morning, 15.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
You're feeling fresh.
Feel
It shows, by the way,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
good for you.
Like you
Good
look
for you.
great. You sound great. Ryan, you're gonna have some editing to do on my end. My apologies. And thanks again for joining us. Thanks for developing these products. They're super cool. And thanks to everybody out there for listening. Boy, if you're in the market for a new rifle scope or rangefinder, the Triumph might just fit the bill for not that many bills. Until next time, we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
See you.